Hello and welcome back to another coding session with Mr. Jacob. Today we want to try something different. We want to use Rust as a shell scripting language. So we want to create a little script which I need for my daily work, and we want to do that in Rust instead of what I would usually use, like for example Bash. I want to utilize something I've stumbled upon a couple of days ago, which is Scriptisto. It seems that this thing exists for quite some while, and it is kind of a wrapper which allows you to utilize compiled languages, like in this example C, and use them as a script. So you give them a shebang line here, and you utilize Scriptisto for that. So you have to actually install Scriptisto, which is a Rust application, by the way, on its own. And you then include those Scriptisto parsed comment or information headers here, which essentially tell the system on how to build this script. And then you can simply give it an executable flag and execute it, and it is on the fly compiled and executed. And when you execute it again, it is used from a cache if it hasn't changed in between and stuff like that. I've not used that before, but it read actually quite interesting, and I thought I'd give it a try. So I want to do that with you together. And what we actually want to implement here is something that has to do with dark and light system themes. I actually have a light theme and a dark theme. I'm using Groovebox, and there is a light and a dark theme. And by now I am mostly using the dark theme, as you know from my videos. And I'm using that during my daily work as well. However, there are certain situations, like for example coding outside in the sun, or if the light is coming through the window in a very steep and strange angle here, where I can better read and use a light theme. And usually what I'm doing then is I'm going into my configuration folders here, like for example my Alacrity folder. I open that up. I have here this, in the first line you can see this imported theme here, and I simply exchange this light for this dark for light, because I have two different themes called dark and light. And now, and be warned, I will now switch to light mode here, because when I save this, the terminal will switch to light mode. So be warned. So if I do that, we actually in light mode, and we have a light Groovebox theme. But as you can see, for example, my tmux theme hasn't been adapted down here. I have a light variant of that as well. So then I need to go into the tmux config and do the same thing there. And the VI theme is still dark mode as well. So I need to do the same thing there as well. And I thought I would create for myself a script which does that actually for me, so that I can simply do something like theme dark or something like that, and then it would switch to the dark theme. Or I could do something like theme toggle maybe, and it would toggle between light and dark. And it would do that for my VI theme, for my shell theme, my tmux theme, my, for example, VS Code theme, everything where I need that. That would actually be a nice thing to have, and I decided it is time to write that. And we are using Scriptisto, I guess? Yeah, Scriptisto. I've already forgotten the name. We are using Scriptisto for that, and we are writing that in Rust. So I guess let's get going by installing this Scriptisto thing in the hopes that I've actually not checked that it is in the Homebrew catalog. Yeah, it is. Okay, that's good. So let's run it and let's see. A shebang interpreter for compiled languages. Nice. So new sounds good to me. Scriptisto new. Okay, so usage Scriptisto new template. Okay, I see. So yeah, so I guess we want Rust there. So Scriptisto new. Do we give it the wait, new and then the template? Okay. So how does it know the file name? Does it ask us, or oh, it's outputting to terminal. Okay, I see. So let's do this. Maybe put that into theme rs or something like that. And vi theme rs. Yeah, so I guess it is. Yeah, I guess it comes with clap, it seems, and it simply. Oh, okay. It simply outputs what it gets. So yeah, let's check if this actually works. So let's make this theme executable and let's call it. Cross the fingers that this works. Okay, so it seems that it is compiling, I guess. Takes quite some time. Okay. Okay, that's not what I would have expected, but okay. So yeah, I guess this works. So and yeah, and when I call it repeatedly, it seems to be executed from a cache. So yeah, so Scriptisto does exactly what it tells us it would. So it makes it possible to use Rust as a shell script, as a scripting language, or in the same way as a scripting language. So now let's go ahead and yeah, I guess let's go to our editor and let's see. Theme rs. Okay, so this is, it seems, the base configuration, and it has clap in version 4 as a dependency. Okay, yeah, we will use clap most likely. Anyways, so let's see. We will not touch that for now because I think we can kind of ignore it. Okay, the Rust analyzer fails. Why does the Rust analyzer fail here? Oh, okay, because it can't find any cargo file. It can't find... Yeah, that actually makes sense because our cargo file is in here, isn't it? That could be a problem for development. Maybe we should kind of fix that in a way that works for us, more or less. So maybe let's see. Let's maybe do something like touch cargo toml. I'm by the way, I'm developing this here within my dot files shell scripting neat little things folder, like for example scripts to hide and show the desktop, to configure for recording, to do some other strings like neatly format a stream of JSON objects and stuff like that. Those are some scripts that I have within this repository that are quite small there. And yeah, I guess we will want to put it directly there. That's why I put it there. But we now have this cargo toml problem. So that's actually not that good. So let's see. Maybe we can, however, cheat here because I want to get going somehow. So yeah, okay. What would we put into this cargo toml file? Actually, let's put in there, yeah, that which I've copied out, and so I guess we would need a binary section here with a different path. Like, I'm not sure, can we actually do that and tell it that we want its path and name, I guess? So is this actually already enough? And let's call this package, yeah, we can call the package script, we don't care. So is now the, come on, is this now working with Rust Analyzer? Error, file not found. Okay, I'm not 100% sure that that it is actually running it correctly at this point. So let's restart the IDE real quick. So I've quickly restarted the IDE and it seems to me that this actually now works. We have a Rust analyzer running. So yeah, that is a little bit unfortunate. So that for the development of that, we seem to create this faked cargo toml here, which would indeed make it a little bit harder for us to develop this, so that we can't 100% use it as a script. But I guess we can live with that. Okay, so let's quickly start here. Let's get going. So what I actually want to do, that I thought about, is the following. What I want to do is I want to do something like where is this alacrity conf? Yeah. So this is an example. What I want to do is most of my configurations look exactly like that. They have somewhere a line where we have dark and light in it. And we want to simply replace dark with light or light with dark. What I was thinking about here was like putting something like a comment here, like for example, auto change marker light dark or something like that. And then we write a little bit of Rust code that actually reads the defined configuration files and scans every... I didn't want to move that window, and scans every of those files for this line. And if it actually finds this line here, so let's copy that actually into my clipboard. If it finds that line, it will take the next line and replace all instances of dark with light and light with dark, and writes out the new file. And this should actually kind of work for most of my configurations. We will see, I guess. tmux needs a little bit more there, and VS Code needs a little bit other things there, because it has yeah, let's write that. It has let's say a JSON configuration, but we can then actually implement that. So I guess what we need first of all is a way to kind of handle those things. So we need a kind of a way to define if we want to toggle or go from light to dark or dark to light, I guess. So let's maybe create something like theme mode or just mode, and call that and put in here light, dark, and toggle. That would actually be nice. We could actually use that as a clap subcommand in the end. Yeah, okay. Let's see when we are there. Okay. So then I guess we would need a trait, because as I've said, in most situations I want to scan for this marker, but there are other situations, like for example tmux, where we need to change the configuration and then trigger something within tmux to actually reload the configuration, so that we have a trait there which we can implement in different ways. So let's maybe call this theme changer or something like that, and we do something like apply, which would be a function, and it takes a mode, I guess. Yeah, and it does return a result, I would assume, because that could fail actually. So now we actually need use anyhow. Yeah, actually we need anyhow result there, and we need anyhow. And now we need to make sure that we sync this up. So what I want to do actually is I want to go back to our terminal here, and I want to do something like cargo add anyhow. And now we take a look at our cargo toml file. So the development of this is not that smooth, actually. I would have liked it to be a little bit smoother here. But yeah. Did I actually copy the... No, I did. Come on, I did copy it into the clipboard. So we want anyhow, and we take anyhow in any version 1. So now we should have that as a dependency as well. So we have this trait. So now we can actually kind of implement that, I guess. So let's create a struct called marker theme changer, or just marker. We can just call it marker there. So this one will take a file path, I guess. And what's its problem here? Yeah, that's its problem, I see. And we want impl marker, and let's scroll up a little. So, and no, I didn't want to make this back again. I wanted to create something. We can even make this one bigger, I guess. So for you to better read that. Okay, so what we want here is a pubfn new, which takes a file path, which is a string, and it returns a self. So this would actually then return a self file path there. Okay, nice. And then we would impl a theme changer for marker, I guess. And we can have it implement this method. And as always, I forget something. We need to put in a self-reference here in the trait as well as in the function, I guess. So now we can kind of implement that. Let's return OK in the usual default way. Should put the marker here somewhere, like wait, didn't I copy that one? Yeah, there it is. So let's take this one from my clipboard, and okay, now we have this marker. What do we actually need to do here now? We need to let's quickly write this out. Open file, scan file line by line for marker. Then we want to change lines after marker, and then we want to write file with changed lines. There may be more than one. Okay, so let's do that, I guess. So I guess we can do, we need a reader there. So let's get a buff reader new. We need to import that, of course, and we simply put a file in there, which we open, which will be a self, how did I call it? File path? Yeah. And we need to import file, and open can, I guess, fail. So let's import context from anyhow, and let's do something like open for reading. And okay, let's put that into a format, I guess, and put in there self file path, so that we have, in case this errors out, a little bit more context what is actually happening there. And the buff reader, what's its problem here? Failed to resolve. Wait, yeah, I thought I imported that. So can we format this, make it a little bit more readable? What's the problem here? Cannot move out of, which is behind this shared reference. Yeah, it should be completely okay to give it a reference. Okay, so now we should actually have the file open. So now we should be able to iterate it by lines. So let lines equal reader.lines. There should be a lines function actually. So yeah. Okay, so now we have a lines iterator, and now we should be able to do something like while let line equals lines.next. And this does not work. Why? Yeah, I see. So let boot line. Okay, this does not work. Why? Mismatch types, expected bool found. Okay, what does next actually return? An option result string. Okay, then I guess we need to do something like an option result string. So we want some OK line. Does that actually work? Cannot mutate immutable. Yeah, that makes sense. You can have a immutable version of that. Okay, so now we should actually be able to read one line after another. So I guess we can now do something like if line contains marker, then we want to do change the line after the marker, yeah. And else we need to kind of collect all of those lines, don't we? So because we need to exchange the file later on. Okay, so I guess we will do something like let mut new lines equal an empty vec here, and if we don't even match, then we will simply do something like new lines push line. We simply store the line there, and if we have actually a marker matched, we need to push into the new lines as well, because this is only our marker line. Yeah, that makes sense. So this is only the line that actually has the marker, and now we need to read the next one. So let some OK to edit, or so let's call that theme line, because it is the line that we want to change actually. And then we can do lines next here. And now it does complain about something. None not covered. Yeah, because we need an if here. So if we actually can read that, then I want to do something like I want new oh, interesting. I was thinking like new lines. Nah, come on. Push theme line, and then simply replace something like, for example, dark with light. However, we need to make this based on two things. We need to make this based on which mode actually was selected, because we can either have a light, a dark, or a toggle, and then based on what actually is within this line. Okay, so let's simply do something like match mode. So let's handle this based on the mode. And there should only be, yeah, exactly, light modes. So what we actually want to do is we want something like new line, and we want to create that based on the mode. So if the mode is light, then we want something like if theme line contains dark, then we simply want to do theme line replace dark with light. However, we don't even need this if, because if there is no dark in there, we can't replace it and nothing actually happens there, and the line is the same. So if we are dark mode only, so if we want to switch into dark mode, then we replace all light instances with dark. Yeah, that actually makes sense as well. And if we are in toggle mode, and this is where we need to check in which mode we are, then we are checking if theme line contains dark, then we actually do theme line replace dark with light. And otherwise, we do theme line light with dark. That actually looks kind of okay to me. And now we have the new line, and now we can do new lines. Push new line. Yeah, so we are reading line after line. And once we encounter the marker, we are changing the next line based on the mode that is given to us. And now we have collected all of those lines. We need to write them back. So what would we actually do there? I guess we would do something like create us a writer, which is a buff writer, I think. So let's create that, and let's use, is it file create? Let me quickly check. Is create opens a file in write-only mode. This function will create a file if it does not exist, and it will truncate it if it does. And that is actually important to us, because that is exactly what we want. So what we want here now is self file path, and this thing can fail again. So let's give it a format context as well. So truncate for replacing, and let's put self file path there, and this might fail. And so now what we actually, and we need to import the buff writer, of course. And what's its problem here? Yeah, it needs a reference. Come on, reference, go there. Yeah. So what we are actually doing there now is we are removing the original file, truncating it to 0, and then we are writing back all the contents that we have. There might be a more intelligent way, however, something like create it somewhere else first and then atomically move it around and stuff like that. But I have all my dot files like this in a Git repository anyway, so I don't really care if something really strange happens and therefore damages those files. So I don't I don't really have a problem with that. Okay, so let's see. So if we have actually this this writer now, we need to do something like for line in how did we call that? New lines. Yeah, so we want the new lines. And I guess we need writer.write all, is it, I guess? Line, and we need the data as bytes, don't we? So can we actually get them? Oh, we can get them as bytes. Okay, that's kind of nice. So the context would be write line to to replaced configuration, something like that. Configuration, yeah. Okay, so this can actually fail, and we don't have write all because we don't have stdio write imported. And what's its problem here? I guess, yeah, the writer needs to be mutable. That makes sense. That makes perfect sense. So, and now we need something like a new line there at the end, don't we? Context write new line character. Okay, what's the problem here? Oh, yeah, we need a binary reference, a binary string there. So we just want the bytes. We want to write the bytes there. So okay, so essentially this should already do what we want, I guess. So let's maybe try this on let theme, or let changer equal marker, we called it. So the file path could be something like test whatever. What's its problem here now? Mismatched expected string. Yeah. Okay, I understand. Okay, and then we want to do something like changer.apply. Let's for now simply apply mode toggle, I guess. We can do all the argument parsing in a second, and we want to return a result here as well. Okay. And what's the oh yeah, the problem is that in the working case we need to return an okay here. Okay, makes sense. Makes perfect sense. Okay, so let's test this. If I go back to the terminal and I copy my Alacrity conf, whether is it there? If I copy that one to test here, so that we actually have something like this one here. We added this no, I didn't want to move this window. We added this marker before and we have this dark here. So if I do now something like theme.rs, okay, this was kind of quick. Okay, it changed to light. Awesome. So does it change back as well? It changes back as well. Okay. Okay, this works. So what we did works. Does it work if there is not a comment above? So if we do something like the night is dark and we call that now, this stays dark and this thing above here gets light. Okay, that is actually really nice. That is actually really nice. So I guess this kind of works. So yeah, let's see. Let's maybe put the right path in here, which would be within our home directory. So we need to get the home directory first. So let's do home. How do we actually read an environment variable in Rust? I don't actually know. So let's see. Read and variable Rust, the environment variables of Rust, stdinf. Is there something like environment? Yeah, I know that there is. Can't I just fetch the environment variable key from the current process? Var. Okay. Okay. Okay, so I could have just done that. No, that wasn't. That is the thing here. So env var. And what we want there is we want the home variable actually. So, and we want to import stdinf var. And what actually does this return? It gets us an result, which is a string or a var error. Yeah, that actually is okay. So if it's not set, then our script will not work. So retrieve home directory using home env. There are other ways to actually retrieve a home directory if the home variable isn't set. However, in all of my setups where I actually will use that script, the home variable, environment variable will be set. So no, I don't really care about that. So let's kind of create this then the right way. So I guess we do a format here. And we will just put in there the home directory. So come on. And then it will be .config / alacrity. How is this spelled? I copied it before. Alacrity. It's one L. Alacrity / alacrity.yaml. So this should actually now toggle this in my real thing there. So let's remove the test file again. And now there a warning beforehand. If this works, then the terminal will switch to light mode when I press enter. So you have been warned. So let's cross fingers. Okay. Error open and so on, no such file directory. So I did something thing there. Is it not there? So it should be actually. So home/config/alacrity/alacrity toml, not YAML, toml. Yeah, okay. So I guess we will need to change that. No, toml. And let's run things again. So where are we? Theme.rs. Okay, so this actually already worked. Yeah, nice. That's really cool. Okay, so I guess most of the work is done there already. So let's see. We need to do the same thing for... Oh no, I should have stayed in the terminal. We need to do the same thing now for our tmux configuration and for our VI configuration. That should actually be reasonably easy. So I guess I can simply copy that mark here, and then I go to... where is it actually? Let's quickly create another tmux pane. Makes things for us a little bit easier when we are navigating around here, because this should actually be something like just tmux conf. Yeah, and there should something like theme as well. Yeah, it's below here. So let's put this auto change marker thing there as well. As you can see, there is a dark in there as well. And if I change it to light, it should actually work after I've sourced the file. But we will take a look at that in a second. And I should actually have something like config neovim, no, not nvim, lua, config options, and there should be something like background dark there. So if we put our marker there as well, this should actually be enough to fix that. However, we need another couple of comment characters there, because this is Lua, and Lua doesn't use the hash sign as a commenting character. So yeah. Okay, so let's quickly copy this path here, and let's go back to our other tmux pane. Let's go back to our Visual Studio, and let's... Oh, we need a couple more of those, huh? Then let's do changers as a vector now of this one here. And I guess we will copy that 2 times. And I guess I will quickly do that. Take this one here, which I've copied before. And we need tmux.conf here as well. And now I guess what I want to do is something like for changer in changers, do changer apply mode question mark. And yeah, it would now copy mode, but let's, where is it? Where is our mode enum there? Let's just derive. Come on. Clone and copy for this thing. So now it can be, should be able to copy this thing then. Cannot find value mode in this scope. Oh, interesting. Yeah, we don't. Yeah, okay. I hard coded that. Yeah, we need to fix that in a second. Okay, so now if I go back and actually run theme.rs again, it should compile. It does, and it switches themes. And as you can see, it did not switch the tmux theme. At least it looks like that. But if I do something like tmux source dot tmux conf, it should actually, as you can see, reread its configuration and then apply the theme. So that is actually something that our script needs to do. That should reasonably easy to do actually. So let's for now switch back to the dark mode here, and let's go back into our code. So what we now need is we need kind of another version of this theme changer. So we don't need marker, we need something like tmux. So let's do struct tmux. And this one will take a file path as a string as well. And I guess it will take another marker thingy because we want to reuse the marker code. We only want to do something more there. Yeah, I hope that works out. We will see. So impl tmux, we would need a pubf and new, which takes a file path as a string and returns the self. And we want something like self file path here, and the marker would be marker new file path. Oh, we need to clone the file path here. File path clone, because we need. Do we actually need it as well, or does only the marker need it? No, we need it as well because we need to call source on it. Okay, so I guess we have that then. So then let's impl theme changer for tmux. Let's quickly do that. And what we need to do first is we want self marker apply mode. Perfect. And now we need, we want to return k in the end, yeah. And now we need to execute essentially this command, tmux source, and then the self file path, because that's essentially what I'm doing on the command line to reload this. There is something else which I wanted to try sometime on, how was it called? Something like command lib or something like that. Yeah, command lib. Rust command line library. Yeah, that's actually a neat little thing, which is a wrapper around all the process handling. So what you can actually do with that is you can kind of execute shell commands or commands in general, processes and stuff like that, using these nifty little macros. And that's actually really nice, because especially if we are doing something like kind of shell scripting with Rust, because we can simply call stuff like that. That's actually really nice. Yeah, so I guess let's add this and let's see. So cargo add command lib. We will do it the same way. We are using actually the command line to add that, and then take a look in here and copy that one out for our script. So let's add that here. No, wait. Okay, it seems I didn't copy it, but it was cmd lib equal, what was it, 195 or 4 or not 100% sure. Let's just do 19. That should actually install the right one. So so what did we actually need to import for that? Let's take a quick look. Is there? Okay, this is only the. Isn't there anywhere? Examples? Okay. So it seems okay. Command lib, and then we can use the macros. Okay. So let's wait. What? I wanted to go back to the editor. So use command lib, and now we should be able to do something. It is kind of overkill for what I need here, but nevertheless, it's a nice little thing, and why not use that? So run cmd something like tmux source. And can I now do something like, can I do that? I have no idea. It does context reload tmux configuration. It actually does variable interpolation. However, bad substitution causes compilation to find given error message when encountered. This should be used when you create. Okay. So maybe we need to do something like let file path equals self.file path. Reference to self.file path. Okay, this looks better. So yeah, we will see, I guess. So now I want this one to be a tmux, and this will not work because now we have different types. So we need something like vec. I guess then we need to put that. We need to put them in a box. So theme changer. And then we need to put all of them in a box so that they are actually living on the heap and are then therefore sized, because the box is sized and the inside is then only resolved during runtime. Okay, so this should actually maybe work now. Let's see, can we do that? So if I do now, what was it? Theme RS. It compiles. Be prepared for a light theme. Fingers crossed. Okay, and it switched the tmux bar. Nice. As you can see, now it switches the tmux bar as well. So it works exactly as it should. Does it actually switch my Vim theme as well? No, it didn't. Why didn't it, actually? Wait. Where do I have the VI? I would stay for just in light mode for a second just to check what has happened to my Vim config here. So nvim lua config options. Okay, so it replaced this one with light. So it actually did what it should. However, I guess something else in my Vim configuration is stopping it from changing the light mode. However, if I set the background to light, yeah, set background equals light. Yeah, this is actually what should happen. Okay, no idea why. I need to figure out why the background isn't set using this statement. However, in the meantime, we will switch back to dark mode, I guess. This really works out really nice. I like it. So now we are back in dark mode here, and yeah, I guess we can quickly fix up this one mode toggle thingy here by simply using clap. I mean, we have clap anyways, so why not use it? So I guess what we would do here now is something like mode, and we would do something like was it subcommand? I can never really remember. Let's quickly check. Clap rust subcommand. Clap rust docs. Derived tutorial. There is a no. There are examples. So tutorial subcommand. There. Derive subcommand, yeah, that's actually what we put on there, and there's command subcommand. Okay, so it was like that. We do command, and this is a command subcommand, and mode is a mode, and then we derive subcommand here, and of course we need to import this stuff from clap, and now it is complaining that it doesn't have debug. Yeah, we can change that. And yeah, now we could change the command here, which would be theme. A very specific and opinionated script is correct in this case, to change between light and dark themes. There we go. Okay, so now we should actually be able to get the mode out from our path options here. So we should be able to do opt mode here. And now we should be able to do something like, if I do theme RS and I tell it dark, it should simply stay dark. We will see. Okay, it didn't do anything. And if I do light, be warned, this will switch to light mode again. Fingers crossed. It works. Okay, nice. And I can do dark again, and I should be able to toggle as well. Let's see. Toggle, switching to light mode again. Okay. That's actually working really great. And if I call it without anything, it should give us the commands. That's actually quite nice, I guess. So, however, maybe if we should have some default, like this could actually be an option, I guess. And then we could do something like let mode equal opt mode, or is it simply or, and then no, I want something like unwrap or. Yeah, that's what I want. And there I want mode toggle. So no, not to owned. I want toggle, please. Thank you. So the mode should therefore be toggle if we don't specify anything. So if I now just call it warning light theme again, yeah, it switches. It does toggling. Nice. And if I specify, wait, what? Where did this come from? Okay, no idea. Password generation for something, I guess, or random string generation. Password generation not. That's the, I don't know. It's somewhere on my clipboard. So theme RS dark. Yeah, it stays like it should. Okay, that's really nice. Now I have one last thing I want to try. Because what I had in mind when I started out with this was, could I do something like link this theme RS actually to something like, so symbolically link something like theme RS to something like toggle and light and dark, and then using those symlinks determine which mode I should use. And I want to try that because I think that would be a great, neat little idea. Kind of like BusyBox does it. So the question is, can we actually easy get this? So the question more or less is, can we get something like executable name? And is there something like, I need to Google that because I have no idea actually how to do that. Rust get current executable or something like that. Returns the full file system path of the current running executable, stdinf current exe. That kind of sounds like Rust has what we need in its standard library. Love that. Okay, maybe we can do something like exe mode. Okay, so can we directly match that? So env current exe, And what does this actually return? It returns a result with a path buff. So it should be possible to retrieve that. So let's just do retrieving current executable name. And this should always work. And this is, it was a path buff. Okay, so we only want the file name of that path buff. And file name can fail as well, I guess. No, it's just an option. Yeah, so I guess this one we can unwrap. There must be a file name or, yeah. Okay, so let's match that actually. And let's match this to light and to dark and to everything else. And in this case, we return mode toggle. Here we return mode dark. And here we return mode light. Does this actually work? Okay, it doesn't like what I'm matching here against. Expect the reference of an OS string. Okay, so what we actually need to do here is we need to do something like, is there something like toString here? Okay, this is really not, it doesn't look great. However, maybe it works. We will see. So now we should have an exe mode actually. And what we now could do actually is, if it's specifically specified, we use that. So if we have a mode specified in the command line, we use that. And otherwise, we simply use the exe mode. So doesn't this work? So if I now do something like I call dark, it should stay dark actually. But be prepared if it goes light. So it recompiles and it switches to light. Okay, so so it toggled. It didn't stay in the dark mode. Why? So I guess we will want to kind of extract this here like current executable equals. And let's put that there, and let's simply do a print line, current executable. And let's match the current executable here, so not to change anything. And what's its problem here? Format argument must be a string literal. Okay, so... Wait, what? Current executable is, what is it then? Okay, so do you really want me to? And now you are telling me that this does not work. Format argument must be actual error occurred here. You might be missing a string literal to. Wait. What's your problem here? What am I getting back there? So, okay, so we have a current executable which returns a result, which we give a context and then we shortcut out. So we should now have at this point a OS string, which we obviously have because otherwise we couldn't call file name on that. This one indeed returns an option to us. So we unwrap that. So now we should actually have the string there, the OS string. Now, then we convert that into a string reference. Okay. And then we kind of want to unwrap that. And we can't, wait, what? Okay, can anybody tell me? I know you unfortunately can't, but what am I doing there wrong? Because this kind of feels perfectly okay to me. So what's the problem? Okay, so can I maybe wrap that in a debug output? Okay, I can't do that as well. But I should be able to maybe do that. No, can't do that as well. What the hell is going on here? Can I do something like... Wait, what? Temporary value dropped while borrowed. What's... I really don't... I don't get it. Okay, let's do this piece by piece. Current XC is env current XC, and we unwrap that. We simply now unwrap that. Okay, let's for now comment this completely out. So what we now have is we have a result. No, we have actually a path buff in there. So let's for now just print line this path buffer. So I want, shouldn't this actually work like this? Yeah. Okay. So let's try and debug print this. And for now, let's maybe comment out the changes so that I'm not flipping to light mode over and over and over again. So let's call this. Okay, build failed. What's its problem? Not found in this scope. Current executable. Yeah, makes sense because I'm still using this here. And yeah. Okay, so let's maybe just do something completely strange here. However, it should work. So let's call this and let's see. Okay, so oh, okay. So this actually then, oh, this might be the problem actually, because I have because this is now linked to this, or this is now called as this compiled cached thingy here by Scriptisto. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so I guess what I want to do is not going to work. That's... Yeah, we'll see. Maybe I will find a way to do this. Maybe I will find a way to do this. So the default mode will be toggle then, mode toggle, mode toggle, and all of this can kind of go away. Nevertheless, even though this does not work as we hoped it would, so I can remove toggle and light and dark again. So nevertheless, I should be able to still call theme.rs, and it should toggle my theme. So be prepared. Light mode for the last time, hopefully. And it does. Oh yeah, because I commented out the changer. So we actually have created what I wanted to. I will incorporate the Visual Studio Code thingy there and maybe even switch my system theme as well. And whatever else I need to be switched when the theme is switched. And I will maybe play a little bit more with the symlinking idea, because I think there might be some possibility to still do that. But we will see. We will see. Yeah, so I thank you for joining me in this adventure trying to use Rust as a scripting language. And I have to say, it worked quite well. I don't really like this cargo toml Rust analyzer thingy. Maybe we can do something about that. We will see. I guess we might create one or the other script in the future as well, because I like writing this in Rust. It was quite a neat experience. So yeah, so maybe you will do that as well. Tell me your experiences with that. Did you know Scriptisto, for example? Will you use it now? Because I didn't, and it is a neat little tool, it seems. So yeah, tell me in the comments. As always, if you have any questions, contact me. And yeah, I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!